Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Deal with low self-esteem. Now, this is a serious matter, fellas. This is a real serious matter. You notice my voice tone is different, a little bit more serious and everything. You got to deal with your low self-esteem. No ifs, ands, and buts. And this ain't to put anybody down. This ain't to get into that whole select, non-select thing. This ain't a racial thing, whatever. What we have out here, we have millions, probably billions of men on some level suffering on some low self-esteem. You know, being in the position that I'm in, whether you call me a dating coach, life coach, motivator, whatever, and then just being the person that I am who just observes things. What I found is many men, some are more blatant with it, some can hide it better publicly, are dealing with low self-esteem. They don't feel good about themselves. You know, like I always get questions from men, always get questions from men. They feel like, well, if I don't think attractive women like me, or I'm not good enough, or even beyond dealing with women, just dealing with life, period. Like, oh, I can't get that business going, or I can't do that job, or, these people are out to get me, and all of it comes down to your self-image. And even though people, they try, publicly, they might say, yeah, I'm the bomb, I'm this or that, but their behavior doesn't show it, Like I use an example, and look, and this ain't attacking anybody, but you have situations even on YouTube, social media, where someone doesn't show what they look like, and people come up with some I got this job or something like that, but unless, well, first of all, if you have that type of job where you can get in trouble for being on social media or something, let's be real, because I know people like that. You're not on it at all. I know people with high security clearances, and you won't find them on here, or if you do, they extremely quiet. They don't draw any attention to themselves. The most they might do is comment on something. But when you get some other people, that's a sign. That's a strong sign of it, because you might not feel good about how you look. In fact, if you're talking about that, let's be real. Let's be real, especially in this YouTube space and going beyond what we call the manosphere, or whether it's a black manosphere, overall manosphere, whatever. You have many videos, guys with popular, large subscriptions, where they just talking about looks and how if they don't look a certain way, women ain't going to want them. That's a low self-esteem, because that means when you look at yourself, you don't like something. Like with that looks thing, I've seen plenty of men who, they might look average to me. And, it's hard to judge another man from my opinion and from my point of view. But I've seen some men who would call themselves physically unattractive, but if you talk to a woman, they like, he fine and stuff. But it's not because he might have been called ugly or something, but every single man on the planet, I've known several women who call Idris Elba ugly. Brad Pitt, every single star, there's somebody who's like not feeling him. And that's just a reality of life. I don't care who you are. Somebody might be feeling you, somebody isn't. And it's also irrelevant, is irrelevant, because somebody else might not be feeling you or liking how you look, but at the end of the day, it's about how you feel about how you look. And I'm gonna share this with you, because there's all this talk about colorism, particularly in with heavily melanated sisters. I don't like using that term, dark. They got all this stuff going on, and they act like men haven't faced it. But I actually faced that like in the 80s, early 80s. I faced that. And then I had a couple elders, and they were on some, they just like, y'all calling me Uncle Rom or OG. These are my OGs, and they didn't play around. And they just gave me a perspective on it, including some older women as well. And then I was just like, wow. And then I was looking at myself. I was like, oh, shit, I'm good with this complexion. That's why now at the age of 54, a lot of people, all I had to do is shave or something. People always say I look younger. The skin is great. See, every single person got something good about them, but they have to love it. Fuck what society says. And that's just on the looks piece. Every single man got something going for him. I'm going to shout out Master Teacher BGS because he did a whole podcast on this. He said, hey, if you born, you select. And like every single man, I don't care who it is. I don't care what you going through life. You woke up, you survived, you here. You got something to you. Every single man. Every single man got something going on. It's just a matter of developing it. Let me speak on my book, Nice Guys and Players, because, you know, there's recently been some hoo-ha about the whole select, non-select thing. But in my book, Nice Guys and Players, it's all about evolution. If you read it, the whole thing is about a man elevating to his best self. That's been my plan. That's been my thing for over 20 years. That's all I talk about. A lot of people getting focused on this other thing, or a lot of people embracing the whole non-select thing. It's like, nah, that's just a diagnostic tool. It's like knowing. It's like me saying, okay, if you want to build your muscle, because, you know, I'm always talking about the gym. If you want to build your muscles, shit. If I'm looking at you, I'm saying, okay, he's slim or he's overweight or something. Okay, that's where you at now. You're not stuck there. You know? And the build it is knowing. Now, we don't talk about religion enough on here. You know, because, you know, I respect everyone's path. But for whatever deity you worship, or if you don't worship a deity, you still here. You still in the universe. Shoot, you're a part of that. You're a part of that. You here, you survive. Just the fact you here. That means you got something. Every single man, I don't care what anybody say. You got to stop. Don't worry about what they put you down. Don't worry about if they question your intelligence. You got something going on somewhere. You got to focus on it. Yeah, we all got something. Every single man got something that he's that perfect. None of us walk on water. None of us, not a single one of us walk on water. Not a single one of us got some perfection. None of us. I don't care on any level. Every single man is here to build. That's the power of a man right there, is to build himself. Himself. Even the people that I might advise in whatever thing, I'm just trying to help you to see within you what you got in your side of yourself. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to spark something. At the end of the day, you got to build yourself. So you got to start there. You got some people like don't like their looks. I'm like, well, shoot, just get out there and be like, you know, this is what I look like. This is what I look like. This is how I'm built. If you don't like your build, you can change it. If you don't like your basic looks, you can at least like just get it to the best that you can get it and then go from there. And then once you get there, you like it. I'm going to tell y'all something now. I ain't saying this to be conceited or anything. I've had several women like look at me and say, hey, you handsome, you fine and all of that. And I'm like, thank you. Then I've had some other women say, you ugly, you something like that. I'd be like, thank you. Because you know why? I'm good with how I look. And if I need to cut something, lose some weight or put on some weight, whatever, I got control over it. I'm good with it. I'm good with me. That's why even coming up, if somebody called themselves like roasting me or trying to Jonah, I just look at them like, okay. Because I love myself. And that's what it come down to. Love yourself. You here. Forget who else like you. Forget who else love you, whatever. You got to love yourself. When you look at yourself in the mirror, first of all, you get up in the morning, shoot, you still alive. If you can listen to this on any device, you had the ability to buy that device. You know, if you got a job, a lot of people don't have jobs. You can breathe. If you can eat, if you eating while you listening to this, some people got trouble doing that. You know, take every victory. Are you gonna have some challenges? Hell yeah. That's nature. That is nature right there. But if you feel good about yourself, I don't care what is that. You know, I'm gonna tell you what. Let me get back to that relationship thing. Yeah, I've been with plenty of women. You know, the number of sexual contacts is period somewhere in 100, somewhere between 100 and 200. To be honest with you, right? But the number of rejections probably is about 1,000. And I'm like, whatever. Because I'm looking good. I don't care what you say, what you do. I look in the mirror. And even during times that I might feel down, I look at it. I say, okay, yeah, I'm down with that. But hold up. I'm winning here. I'm winning here. I'm winning there. Then I get over that down period. Every single man can do that. You know? Deal with that low self-esteem. Fight that thing, man. Know that you got a spark in you that can create. You got, especially a man. That's the nature of man. We create our shit. We build ourselves. You know? We build ourselves. You know? It's a big, you know, people talk about that whole and arguing about that whole select, non-select thing with me. Like I said, in my book, Nice Guys and Players, this is about how a non-select dude can build himself up. And really, if you read my book, I'm telling you, even go beyond what I'm saying. You trying to get to that superior man, that real man. You trying to rise above the masses. And that's, if every single man focused on that, this would be a different society. This would be a different society. And then your whole life would change. You got control over your life. That's what every man should do. But start, look in the mirror and just like, you know what? I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. I'm a handsome guy. I'm a strong guy. I'm a smart guy. I'm an industrious. Whatever you got. And if you don't have it right away, hey, you can still build it. Focus on what you got. Like I said, just the fact that you can even listen to this, you can get up, you can work, shit, you ahead of a lot of other people. So every single man, I don't care what race you are, what your nationality, what your ethnic group, religious group, whatever. Deal with that low self-esteem. Don't let that thing kill you. Because if you deal with your inner self, what you got inside, nothing outside of you can even touch you. I want y'all to think on that. Keep rising.